So Becky, we're just here to take a testimony because you have a wonderful testimony of healing. Do you want to just explain what the problem was, and then we'll go through the whole story?
So I work in the Middle East, and I had it's quite common spinal problem, but actually it became gradually very worse. The vertebra and disc had popped out, and it was touching my nerve. So I didn't really know what happened at the beginning, but it got diagnosed as, I don't think I'm going to pronounce it right, but lumbar spondylosis. So where that vertebra and disc had popped out, it was touching my spinal nerve. So a lot of rest was scheduled first, just to reduce the swelling of the nerve. Then a possibility of going in for surgery, because the vertebra can slip out at different levels. Mine was quite far out and on a verge of whether I do physio or have surgery. So I decided to fly home. I came back and to have plenty of rest here with my family. Went to my doctor, who was kind of anti-surgery because it's so evasive, but sent me to a physio. And I started working with him. Then I came to church one morning and I got prayed for by Rob and Stu as well. I really believed in my heart that God could heal me. And so they started praying for me about the worry of how I can return back to work and total healing.
Just pause there. At that point when we prayed for you, how much pain were you in?
Pretty high. I'd say 9 or a 10 as a constant pain level.
And that meant you couldn't sit, couldn't stand. What was it you
it was
couldn't do?
Pretty much everything. It's better to stand, but sitting was very difficult. I ended up standing through that service, actually.
But I saw you standing towards at the back.
I'm sitting now.
I know you are.
So standing is better, and of course laying down. So came forward, and you guys prayed for me, and I felt this bubbly feeling, because the issue really I had that was quite serious is my leg and toe were numb with the nerve, and this bubbly feeling all the way down my leg and my toes and my spine, which I felt before, and I really thinking, oh, something's happening. And the pain reduced slightly, but it was still very strong. And it's only really now, over the weeks I've been going back to physio, that my physiotherapist gets more and more shocked every time I go back, to the point where, I'm telling you how,
Well, it was only 3 weeks ago we prayed.
And he's actually writing an article on me now, because...
So tell me, you went back the first time after prayer. What happened there?
He was very impressed, but he actually extended how much more therapy I would need. So, the delay of going back to the Middle East was increasing and increasing. But actually, he has only given me one more session and would like to write an article on me, because it's quite unusual.
Well, tell me the one about when your leg and your arm. What he said.
I have an exercise now to do this week. Where I have to simultaneously lift my arm and leg at the same time, which should be very difficult or painful. So you start with just your arm, and then you start with your leg.
So what did he say? Just give the words that you told me, because that was funny.
You shouldn't be able to do this at this point, but I did it and wasn't really in any pain. In fact, what is weird is when he was feeling my spine, the left hand side, which is where the nerve damage was, is better than the right hand side now. So I went in with something and I don't really have it anymore.
So he said, because it was funny the way you expressed it before, that he said you won't be able to do this.
Yes, you won't be able to
do this, but give it a go anyway. You then did it. And he said, oh, I need to write that down.
I need to write this down. And he's doing, he works for a medical magazine. So he said, I might need to write that down. I did tell him, I did have some prayer for it. And that was, he looked at me a bit funny about that point. But
that's probably not going to be in the article.
Probably not going to be in the article.
No, so he's going to write an article about it, because it's actually so unusual.
Doesn't happen.
And so now you're heading back.
I have one more physiotherapy session, and to be honest, he was like, I don't know if there's much point, but so I've got one more, and then I go back to work.
So your left side is now better than your right side. You're able to sit, stand, walk.
A little bit achy, but my vertebra has popped out, so I'm happy with it. It's like 3 now, really, 2 or 3 out of 10.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
Becky, thank you so much.
You're welcome.